있지만 아마 블록체인만큼 이렇게 수신적으로 또 큰 변혁을 일으킨 것도 많지 않을 그런 생각을 해봅니다. 자, 그런 의미에서요, 멀리서 오신 분입니다. 네덜란드 정부에서 오신 분이시고요. 블록체인 프로그램 오피서로서 활동하고 계신 우리 말로스 폼프님을 여러분께 소개를 해드리겠습니다. 박수를 모십니다.
Good morning. My name is Pomp. I'm the program manager of the blockchain projects run by the Dutch government, and I'm also responsible for the international strategy and collaborations from the Dutch Blockchain Coalition, and that's a public-private collaboration. I would like to tell you a little bit about our strategy and the projects we run. Yes. In the Netherlands, the government was really the driving force behind the blockchain ecosystem. We started in 2016 with the first projects within the Dutch government. At this moment, all the ministries and bigger cities, they have their own blockchain teams and their own blockchain projects. Like this, we started in 2016. It was at the same moment the Smart Dubai office presented their blockchain strategy, and for us it was a trigger to start with blockchain as well. We did the blockchain projects within the government in 3 rounds. The first round was with the ministries, the second round was with cities, and the third round was a combination. At this moment we still start new projects, but it's more important at this moment to scale up the best projects. In November, last year in November, the Ministry of Economic Affairs, they launched the Dutch Blockchain Coalition, and that's a collaboration between the government, corporates and knowledge institutions. And there we work together on topics like digital identity, standardization, the human research agenda. We also have a national blockchain research agenda. So within the Dutch Blockchain Coalition, all the topics come together. Besides that, we have field labs, and they are spread across the country. So we have a field lab, for example, in the port of Rotterdam, and there the government, corporate, startups are working together on blockchain applications for the logistic sector. But we also have in the south part of the Netherlands a field lab for financial solutions. So there are also a lot of field labs across the country. And last but not least, we have a very big blockchain ecosystem for startups. For example, a few weeks ago we had a very big blockchain hackathon with more than 700 developers working on blockchain solutions. And the blockchain startups, they work a lot within the government. So the government was really a launching customer for most of the startups. Well, we've done a lot of projects so far. I can't present them all. I've made a small selection of the projects we've done as a government. For us, it's important to have the right combination between projects. So we have the small and simple projects we can implement already, and we use this knowledge for the more complex projects. For example, in this case, we've tested how can we use blockchain for autonomous objects within cities. We've placed sensors in the street lights, and when the street light is broken, the sensor triggers a smart contract, and the smart contract sends out a micro job, and when the street light is repaired, the repair person gets paid immediately. It's just an example of how you can use autonomous objects. You can also use this for objects in hospitals or for cars or whatever. And we use these small experiments. It's a combination of the Internet of Things and blockchain for the more complex projects. Like truck platooning, you have some tests at the road with trucks. They drive in a platoon. It saves energy and it's better to prevent traffic jam. But the first truck saves much less energy than the last truck, and you want to prevent that the first truck goes to the end of the road all the time. So So you can use blockchain technology to make the payments between the trucks when they drive in a platoon. But more complex are the peer-to-peer vehicle information between cars. So we use this mix of projects to understand better how can we use blockchain technology for autonomous vehicles, and how can we use blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things combined to work on autonomous traffic. This is another project. It's from the Ministry of Healthcare. They've implemented blockchain application for the healthcare industry. This one is for maternity care. So it's when women receive maternity care, the blockchain application handles the administrative process completely, and the maternity care provider gets paid immediately. And we use this example to scale it up with other healthcare services as well. We also have some energy projects for peer-to-peer energy. I see these examples a lot when I travel. For example, in New York, in Brooklyn, there's also a very big peer-to-peer energy project implemented already. And this is one example we try to scale up in the next years. This is also a nice project. We run this with the Red Cross. We try to figure out, can we use tokens and blockchain technology to make direct donations to people, to refugees or people in disaster areas. And in this case, we face a lot of problems, of course, or difficulties. For example, you need digital identities, or how to work with tokens, because at this moment they need to swap it to local currencies, how to deal with that. So a lot of discussions are combined in this project. Worldwide, I see a lot of projects there about educational certificates on the blockchain. So most countries already have built some prototypes for this use case. I think this will be the first international use case we can work on together. But something similar are the vaccinations. In the Netherlands, it's a yellow booklet with written down all the vaccinations. And this, if you want to share this information between countries, blockchain technology might be a better solution than the paper booklet. Last example, we've implemented a few subsidy projects. In the Netherlands, people can receive a subsidy from the government, but this project is for people who don't earn enough money, and they receive a subsidy from the government to spend on some topics. So they can't spend it on everything, but they can spend it on a sport club for their children, or for healthcare, or whatever. And this is also an implemented blockchain application. The process is much faster now. In this case, we have learned how to deal with tokens, and in our country euros, how to swap the tokens to euros the same day. And then you need to work with the banks, of course. We have a lot of projects on the positive side of how we can use blockchain technology, but of course we also we started some research and some projects for the downside. How are criminals using blockchain and tokens on the dark web? How is it used for money laundering? So that's also something we want to work on together with other countries. Well, our plans for 2018-2019 is to develop more cross-border use cases, because we've learned that it doesn't make sense if you can use the blockchain application only in your own country. You almost in every application you must cross borders. So that's why we started a collaboration with other countries. For example, we have a 3-year program now with the government of Singapore. We work on traveler information with the government of Canada. We have a lot of cross-border projects within Europe. So for us it's important to start these collaborations and to start learning together, and I hope we can figure out a way to work together with your country as well. We've also wrote a book together with the United Nations, with the United Nations about the legal aspects of blockchain technology. It will be presented in September, and you can request a free copy. And we also did several research studies on the legal aspects of blockchain. So I'm more than happy to share that as well. Well, this is just a map of the collaborations we've started so far. Well, thank you. And I'm here today. If you want to know more, please contact me. I can share a lot of projects with you, so feel free to contact me. Thank you.